The agents that I see that are thriving right now, I don't think there's a middle of the road agents. I think it's people thriving and people starving.
100%.
The agents that are thriving, all in on content, all in on video, all in on social, all in on just that route. And they've been consistent for the last 12, 18, 24, 36 months. Those are the agents that are thriving. The agents that are starving, they just gave the example, right? Hey, well, we had a social media manager. We were letting them do all of it. It didn't work.
Yeah.
That's the agents that are in trouble.
Well, the interesting thing is, there's been a big evolution of video and then integrating it into social. And it really depends who you listen to and who's, and a lot of people will use influencers to push their messaging. And then they're not pushing the right type of training because they think views and subscribers is what generates the deals. And that works if you're Ryan Serhant or celebrity agents, right? But in our world, if you're a non-celebrity agent and you're, just like a local agent and you're trying to do it right, there's a whole different strategy that comes into place, and going back to the leverage piece, what you said about my wife is, she used to be the one that filmed the video herself. She would take 3 days to film one video and she would set it up on a tripod. She'd be outside. She'd get her mic, audio, all the things, literally 24 hours for one video, 3 days straight. Then I told her, I said, look, if we could get you down to like 1 day a week, what do you need help with? And she's like, honestly, like a videographer would change my life. I'm like, sweet, let's go find you a videographer. So then we found a videographer. He ended up being the editor. He does the posting and everything. So now it's gotten her down to 3 hours per video. So 6 hours total. That's 2 hours. That includes getting ready and going to the location, filming all the things. So, but she realized that that's all she wanted to do. And she's like, I'll let the cards fall however they may. And last year, this new structure started in May of 2024. So in May of 2024 forward, it was their biggest year. Her biggest year ever was last year. Also, she doubled the back half of last year's sales versus the first half. Mm-hmm. So the business actually, it was their biggest year. I believe they had 17 YouTube closings for about 12 million. Fast forward into this year to date, they've already done 50% of the GCI as they did last year. And we're just now on to about March 31st. So basically quarter of the year is done. So it's so hard. And I know it's like, even when in the struggling times, you're just saying either people are thriving or they're really starving. I came from corporate America and I was very fortunate to go through the social media transition into advertising very early in digital world and social. Mm-hmm. But one thing somebody said that always stuck with me is they said, when the markets are red hot, don't care about anything else except for generating as many sales as possible. These markets are very rare. But when the markets shift in any industry, this is the time to refine your processes. This is the time to dial in your skills. And this is the time to make sure that all of your systems and processes and everything is in working order. So even for me in the last year, I've been trying to get everything automated, get our systems dialed in, refine our filming processes, testing new strategies, because I know when that wave crashes down again, like it happened during COVID and our business went from 10 million to 100 million in like a blink of an eye. Yeah, it's going to happen again. But here's the thing that I realized is when I got into real estate and I interviewed over 40 brokerages and teams when I got into real estate, because I was like, I want to be around the best team. Well, I thought the one that sold the most was the best team. That wasn't necessarily the right thing. But this is the one thing that I asked everyone. I said, what happened when the market crashed? Like, how did you attack that? The big producers all said the same thing. They said, I shifted my focus into bank-owned properties or in short sales or one or the other. And that's how I survived. And then when the market came back around, I now had all of these consumers that ended up selling down the road, right? Yeah. What I heard from the people that had horrible businesses or they were struggling teams is they're like, oh, I just held on and I was, I didn't sell anything for 2 to 3 years. Like, I'm glad I had all this money saved up, So they took the safety net approach and just kind of sat back and just weathered the storm. But it was the big players and the people that are generating. So it was the same thing. It was feast or famine. You remember those days.
Yeah, I do, man. I do.
You had to show buyers homes for 6 months and and there was so much inventory. They had no sense of urgency. And that's exactly where we are today. We're in this market where there's no sense of urgency with buyers. And and if you sell a listing, it's like, if it doesn't sell in the first 2 weeks, you're like, oh my gosh, like this is going to be a wild ride. So like when I'm working with sellers too, I'm like telling them, I'm like, this thing is either going to go like this or you better buckle up. I literally just got a text from a listing I've had on the market for a year. I'm like, their contract expires this next week, and we've been under contract. It's just been a very, very interesting time.
Yeah.